Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Brownstone's Best Business Review. I'm Paulette. I'm a part of Brownstone Worldwide. You're in the Brownstone Worldwide studios, and we have a very special guest that is coming to hang out with us and give us some much needed information about what we need to be doing as neighbors in the Brownstone. And we're going to be bringing up, of course, none other than the founder of Move-In Day Mafia, TJ Mercer. She's going to be talking to us about aging out of foster care, what they're doing to help these young people as they enter adulthood, and how you can be a part of that process. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up Ms. TJ Mercer from Move-In Day Mafia. How are you? How you doing?
It is such a joy to be with you, Dr. Paulette. Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'm so honored that you would take time out of your busy schedule to be a part of what we're doing here in the Brownstone. And one of the things that we love to pride ourselves on, of course, is community initiatives. And I know that that's one of the things that we vowed that we were going to do in 20 and 24, like the old folks say at church, 20 and 24. And so, I want to learn more about Move-In Day Mafia, and I want the neighbors in the Brownstone to hear everything that there is to know about you and how you started Move-In Day Mafia.
So first of all, hi neighbors.
Hey neighbors.
Yes. So I'm TJ Mercer, graduate, unapologetic, insufferable, obnoxious graduate of the Howard University, born and raised in Tennessee, and went to the Howard University, majored in television, moved to LA, pursued my dream of working in Hollywood for 25 years, super successful with that. I'm thrilled about it. Moved to Atlanta a week before the lockdown. I am an extrovert, so to be stuck indoors in a new city, I was going crazy. I started a virtual bingo game, Dr. Paulette, that actually took off. And, you know, we had players all from around the world tuning in to play bingo with us.
Wow.
Then right around that time, we saw that graduations were being snatched, and being a HBCU advocate, I asked God to show me what I could do to help. And he had me convert that regular bingo into HBCU bingo. And in less than 4 weeks, we raised over $1 million in cash and prizes. And gave it away to the 2020 grads of HBCUs in a series of epic bingo games where we had celebrity pop-ins, we had dance-offs, we had a DJ, because I produced it just like I produced my TV shows. And so that landed us national media exposure. And CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell did a story on us, and I got to meet one of the grads in person. And turns out she had aged out of foster care when she went to her HBCU. And apparently the social worker drove her to campus, pulled up to the curb, let her unload what little she had, and then left her.
Wow.
And that devastated me. Until then, I had never considered this population. I had never thought about what they must feel that, you know, when I moved into Howard, my mom, her best friend, we all, you know, all there with stuff. I never thought about the kid on the other side of the room who have beat the odds to go to college, but they may be sitting there with their trash bag of their belongings. And I just couldn't have that. And Move-In Day Mafia was born out of that.
Wow. That kind of impact. And was it at that moment when you had that thought, was it we're going to do this and then let's plan it out, or we're going to do it, let's go, because they need us now?
Okay, you got to hang out with me. I don't do really nothing that's planned out.
Oh my.
For me, God doesn't work that way. He really doesn't for me. And one of my friends called me a people collector, and not in the spooky horror way, but I tend to just inspire people to get on board with my shenanigans, and we off on a plane of do-gooding. And so we had 52 days to plan our first move in. We moved in 13 scholars at Paul Quinn College in Dallas our first year in 2022. In 2023, we doubled that. We more than doubled it and moved in 31 scholars at 5 HBCUs. And this year, our goal is to move in 44 scholars.
At you. Look at you. And so are you focused only on HBCU students? Is that your main focal point? And she said that unequivocally, folks. Did you hear that? So we,
just in case they're hearing this, we got to explain. For some reason, they decided to do testing in my apartment. Okay? Let's do it. And didn't warn us, or I would have gone somewhere else. But yes, I'm unapologetic about HBCUs. HBCUs are already underfunded.
Correct.
And I get this all the time. Like, what about the Black students at PWIs? I can't tell you about them. I just know my assignment is HBCUs.
Yes.
Someone else can do the same thing. There's plenty of people willing to help. But for me in this house, we are an advocate for HBCUs because they are underfunded. Yes. They are the schools that are giving these scholars a chance. So, for example, you may have a scholar that barely graduated, maybe with a 2.0. An HBCU will see the potential of this scholar, know they need more nourishment, more nurturing, and take them in. And that scholar go on to get 3 degrees. And so we want to come along beside that kind of work to help take the burden off of some of these HBCUs.
I love it. And so a couple things. This name, Move-In Day Mafia, where did that come from? Like, I got questions. Listen,
I wish I had a deep answer for it, but there ain't one. When I prayed and asked God, what can I do? The first thing he said to me, Move-In Day Mafia. He had to explain to me what that name meant. And so I get it all the time. Well, why would you be associated with Mafia? I don't know. Take it up with God. Only thing I can think of is that the Mafia is known for taking care of its own.
That part.
We take care of our own. But as far as the name, that had nothing to do with me. I'm just following directions.
I love it. I love it. Come through, Move-In Day Mafia. I'm going to tell you what I see what I see is a group of people in a community like the Brownstone, who are neighbors, right? Coming together to take care of their own.
And make exactly sure we are.
No one gets left behind.
That's exactly who we are.
Yeah. And that is what, whenever I hear the name or whenever I see it in print, I'm kind of like, wow. Because I definitely feel the power behind that. And the words itself are impactful enough. You don't even have to figure it out. Like, even when I came over Brownstone Worldwide, perfect example, it didn't take a whole lot. I heard it one time and that was all I needed. That was it.
And you don't play with the Mafia. Don't play with our kids. Don't play with our scholars because we coming for you. So I love the name. It makes you lean in. It makes you want to go, well, what is that? God is the ultimate marketer. So it makes sense to me.
Where's my church fan at? Because
look, I got my clapper. You may not have your fan, but I got my clapper.
I love it. Yes. So listen, you are my people. I need you to know because she got the clapper, honey. I got the clacking fan. And I love that you are passionate about what you're doing. So I gotta ask. So God gave this to you, and you knew because the name came, the passion came with it. I know that there are days where you're like, God, what we doing? Where's the
baby? It ain't days, it's months. And like, come on now. You days.
I'm just saying, you're like, what's I don't understand. God, are you sure that was you that I heard?
Let me tell you something. On our first move-in season, I had $3,500 that we had raised in a raffle.
Yeah.
God had already told me it had come from the book of Nehemiah that he was going to take 52 days to build this. So my faith was on fleek.
Okay.
But my reality was like, okay, now wait a minute now. So we had raised $3,500 in a raffle. And the Holy Spirit is still telling me to go to Dallas. I'm like, but I need to stay here and raise money. No, go to Dallas. And so I go to Dallas with $3,500. My number he had given me was, you're going to take care of 13 scholars. I'm like, how am we going to do 13 scholars at 3,500? Wait, what? So my crew, so Nikki Klug Design Group is who was featured. You featured. So Nikki Klug Design Group is our design partner. So Nikki was on board, and she was like, "So we're still doing it?" I'm like, "Nikki, we got $3,500. I don't know what to tell you, but Nikki and I have been friends long enough to know she's seen the miracles that God rocks with me, and people know me enough. If I say God said it, we're not, don't ask me your questions. I don't know how he gonna do it. By the time I tell you God said it, I've gone through my own checks and balances of, did I hear right? So by the time I say it publicly, I'm solid in this. So I was like, I don't know what to tell you, Nick. God is saying it. We still gotta go. She said, okay, I'll meet you down there. Dr. Paulette, I kid you not. We were there for like the first 2 days, and we were supposed to head out to go shopping. And everybody's looking at me now. So when you asking me, are there days? I'm like, God, because now I got everybody looking at me. Everybody know I'm in Dallas to move in these kids. So I got up that morning and I prayed. I'm like, God, I don't know what you want me to do, but I trust that maybe this is going to be a 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread situation. That when we go to the store, the manager's going to see us and be like, here, I got all this stuff. So I was like, I don't know what we're doing. So I'm sitting there quietly, and the Holy Spirit says, call Terry Ijeoma. Some of you may know Terry Ijeoma. She is the founder of Trade and Travel. So Terry was one of my media clients. I coach, I'm a media coach as well. So she was one of my media clients. And I was like, Terry lives in Puerto Rico. She's going to think I'm crazy. And so the Holy Spirit called her. So Dr. Paulette, I decided what I was going to do. I was going to text her. So I picked up my phone, and the Holy Spirit said, I said, call. Oh, okay. So I was like, she ain't gonna answer. She live in Puerto Rico. And so she answered. I was like, Terry, this is TJ here. This gonna sound crazy, but first of all, I'm glad I knew that Terry was a believer. I was like, it's gonna sound crazy, but the Holy Spirit told me to call you and tell you I'm in Dallas to move in a bunch of kids into Paul Quinn College. And she goes, I'm from Dallas, right? Wait, what? And I said, no, I had no idea. I said, but we're supposed to be going out to go shopping. I have $3,500 to move in 13 kids. She said, how much are you short? I said, 17,000. She said, you'll have it in an hour.
Oh my God.
You'll have it in an hour. And in an hour, we were walking into Home Goods, which is Nikki's favorite store. We started there. And on August 10th, 2022, with a seed of 3,500 that God, in his crazy math, multiplied, and we moved in 13 scholars. Now, you want to hear another story that tagged me? Remember I said it was like 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread? Fast forward to the next year, we had moved in Fisk, Howard, Morgan State, and Paul Quinn, and now we're at our last school of Prairie View. Team doing that thing, and I'm looking at the money going, God, we don't have enough. We don't have enough. That morning, I go into Office Max because we needed to run copies off of something we wanted to put on the walls of our scholars. Go into Office Max, the copy machine is not working correctly. So I had to keep calling over the guy to help me. And I'm getting annoyed because I'm like, why isn't this working? And so I finally get it copied. I'm walking out the door, Dr. Paulette. The guy had been helping me come running after me. Excuse me, ma'am, what do you do? And I'm annoyed because I'm like, I got to go figure out how to get money because we ain't bought school supplies or nothing. And I ain't got time to talk to you. So I didn't even give him my normal excited spiel. I was like, we're here in Houston to move in scholars at Prairie View because they've aged out of foster care or homeless. And he was like, come here, I got some stuff I want to give you. Wait, what? I go in the store. He walks me over to his manager and he introduces me. And he said, tell her what you do. So I tell her, do you not know we walked out of there with 9 bags of office supplies, enough to cover all of our scholars? Remember I said in Dallas, I was like, God, you're going to send me out and it's going to be 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. And the manager is just going to come up with that extra stuff. The next year, that's exactly what happened. Don't tell me what he doing.
Won't he do it? I'm ready to shout and I'm trying to maintain my composure. You're not going to have me at my different. You are walking on faith so many wish that they had.
Yeah. Well, I run an organization called the League of Extraordinary Water Walkers, where I really use how I get down with God and my faith.
Yeah.
To show people this what it looks like. I'm gonna give y'all the ugly, the good, the bad. I'm gonna tell y'all everything that's happening. The days I want to quit. The days I was just having this last week. Somebody had to talk me off the ledge because working in television, and you may be able to relate to this a little bit, Dr. Paulette, your background. But working in television, I am a true creative. Like I am a right brain creative. Yes. Logistics, spreadsheets, numbers.
Keep it.
Wait, I don't want no part of that.
Right.
And so last week I was just having a moment of feel like I was failing my team because I don't have those skills. I don't have the organizational skills. Like I have a hard time just managing my day because the way my mind is set up, I'm a daydream and vision and and my coach had to come to me and go, you think God's surprised by how he built you?
Woo!
And I was like, no. He's like, so you think he doesn't give you adequate abilities to do what he has called you to do? And I was like, well, if you put it that way. And then he said, look around you. God has surrounded you with a team of volunteers who are sold out for the mission. I call them my miracle mafia, who are sold out for the mission. They got the skills that you don't, and you feel like you letting them down. Do you understand that as a visionary, they need your crazy ideas? Yes. They need your outlandish requests because it fulfills them and what God put in them to go and see, can we pull this vision off?
Yes, absolutely.
So I have the days, but unfortunately, I'm surrounded by people that will pull the coattail like, okay, no, you don't get to have a pity party today, Miss Thang. You actually get to own how God built you.
Yes. Yes. My God, today we've had church. Doors of the church are open.
Now pass the collection plate to movingdaymafia.org/donate.
That's right. That's right. We're moving and we're going to actually put that up on the screen while you're playing. And we're going to let people know exactly where they can donate. So we're going to go to
movingdaymafia.org.
Movingdaymafia.org. Okay.
Yeah. And you can either volunteer. We need volunteers. We need money. We need volunteers. We need money. We need volunteers. We need money.
That's it. At the end of the day, we're going to keep it up. And I'm going to also put at the bottom your social media handle as well.
Okay.
So people will know exactly where to find the Move-In Day Mafia. Now, when you say Move-In Day, I think of my first day dropping my daughter off at school. As a mother, I pulled up in my car. Matter of fact, we were so celebratory with it, honey. We rented a car. Listen, we wanted her to go down in style, and we put all her little stuff in the bag. Listen, and all her little bins and her towels and soap and backpacks and top of the line everything, and had a room and just all. She's a fan of everything dealing with that movie with the little snowman. What's his name? Frozen. She loves it. So all of that, right? And so we went down there in pomp and circumstance. All the siblings, the grandkids, everybody went. And we helped her move in. And we stayed. Let me be clear, because she's at FAMU right now. So her freshman year, FAMU has an amazing program where they help to transition the family away from the children in a slow, methodical process where you come in, you're 2 weeks prior to actually moving in, you come in, and mom and dad or siblings or whatever, you stay at the hotel, and we're going to have a conference in between, and the kids going to go stay at the dorms. And then and you can't hang out with your kids, but we're going to teach you how this is going to work for the next 4 years. And then you start to get used to your children being away from you, right? So then when you do come back, it doesn't hurt as bad when you got to leave your babies, right? So when I think of that experience, I think of Move-In Day Mafia being what we were for my daughter when she went away to school. You become the family that these children don't have, or who may not be able to attend such a momentous experience transitioning into adulthood, right? You have big mamas and aunties and designers and all of these people. And so when we're helping these young people to move in, you're talking about helping them to get the basics so that they don't have to worry about it. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is exactly what we are. I'm real clear, Dr. Paulette. As much generosity has been thrown at us for, programs and services and mentorship, what I've had to learn about the population we serve, the aged out foster care, the homeless, or the kids who have, zero EFC, they should be designated as foster care. And EFC is estimated family income. They should be designated foster care. They're couch surfing, but legally they just not, designated. So those are who we serve. And so because of that population, I'm crystal clear. They need soap, detergent, toothpaste, toothbrushes. They need their basic needs met so that they can thrive. Because they don't need the stress of how are they going to wash their cute little patootie booties. They don't need that. And I'm crystal clear. I've gotten so tunnel vision on this that we are now turning down services, because until they get to maybe their junior or senior year, they're programmed out. They have been in programs their whole life. We at the Mafia want to make sure that they have a life and they have fun. They have the freedom and the time to, as we just learned, one of our scholars, to run for Mr. Southmore of Fisk University.
You ain't got to worry about that.
They hang out on the yard during springtime. Go to parties. I don't need you worried about, are you going to have notebook paper? I don't know if they still use notebook paper, but I don't need you to worry about just the basic things that you actually are going to need to survive. We want you to have the freedom to apply for internships, get the good grades to be able to apply for internships. That is what we are seeing, where our tangible impact happens when they have the freedom and the time to just be college students.
That's it. And that's so important. I'm so glad you brought that up, because we think that they're partying. We think, and that is what it is, but it's a developmental tool as well, because it helps them to become thriving adults, and it helps them to create and develop that part of themselves that, if we're not careful, gets stunted. And that's learning how to become a functional part of what's happening in this adult space we call the workplace. Growing up and working with other people, or continuing on with further education, like some of us did. Like, I was crazy. I don't know what I was thinking. But just the thought that I could do that, but I was so further along in adulthood when it happened. I'm going to tell you why what you're doing is so important, TJ. And the biggest reason why it is, one of the bigger reasons why, is because as a foster child myself who aged out, I'll tell anybody this. I took, true story, 20 years to finish all of my degrees. It shouldn't have taken that long. You know what I mean? Like, if you cannot focus on the basic needs, if I'm worried about how I'm going to wash my tail, or how I'm going to wash my clothes, or I don't have towels and I have to dry off with a t-shirt because I don't have, and I got a roommate that's looking at me and talking about me on the yard and in the class and all of that. It is all about your social anxiety and helping to keep that from happening. So what you are doing is developing amazing human beings overall and teaching them a tool that most foster kids don't learn, and that everybody is not out to hurt you. Everybody's not out to get you. And
one of the things that the Paulette that we've heard, to your point, is y'all just too good to be true. Like one of our scholars at Prairie View, I'll never forget her interview. I could tell she was uneasy, and she kept going around. It was like 5 of us on the interview with her, and she just kept going around asking, Dr. Paulette, where are you at? And, you know, they would answer, where are you? And I was like, what is this baby doing? And then it hit me, she doesn't trust us. And so finally she goes, and so all of y'all, all in these different places, y'all gonna come to Texas for us?
Oh.
And I laughed. I was like, yes, S. I'm gonna call her by S. Yes, S, we're gonna do that. And so when we notified her that she was accepted into the Mafia, she asked me 50 million questions and just stopped short of, Auntie TJ, what's your flight number? Because she did not believe I was coming.
Didn't believe it.
And when we got there, the team got out of the van and told me to stay put. And I was still trying. I was on the pole, still raising money through my phone. She was asking, well, where's Auntie TJ? She still did not believe I was there until I got out of the van. She took one look at me and just ran and jumped in my arms.
Oh.
Now, let me tell you something. This is the same baby, though, who has been in foster care her whole life. She was driven to Prairie View and dropped off. And she has 9 siblings where she doesn't know where they are. When we asked her, what is your dream? She said, I want to find my siblings and help them get an education. Now, here's the beauty of this population's heart. She was a rising senior at the time, but her counselor had asked, could we consider taking her in because she's such a good, helpful student. So when she sat down in the interview, here we go.
It's okay.
When she sat down in the interview, the first thing she wanted to make sure that we knew was that she was not a freshman, that she was a senior, and she didn't want to take a spot from a freshman.
Wow.
And when we revealed her room, Nikki had done an amazing job of her room. We revealed her room to her, and she loved it. Don't get me wrong. Loved it. She was so overtaken with emotion. It was when I opened the cabinet and showed her that we had bought her bulk packs of maxi pads. That's when that baby teared up. Maxi pads. That basic necessity.
Yes.
She can't control even needing this.
Yes.
That basic necessity is what sent her over the top.
Right.
That is the kind of kids that we serve. Those are the kind of students that we help.
Yes.
The ones that don't. And to put it in perspective, when we were talking earlier about the kind of resources that we need, we've calculated this year for us to do our work effectively, it's going to cost us $3,800 per year per scholar. That's it. We give them everything that they need to move in, plus cover their monthly care packages. And here's the thing that I want everybody to understand. This group of kids are so used to being the bottom of the barrel, the hand-me-down kids, the fall through the cracks. You should just be happy that we helping kids. When they come into the Mafia, our mission is to ask them, what do you want?
That part.
We don't buy bulk Colgate, bulk Crest, bulk gang detergent, bulk cheer. Each scholar gets what they want.
I love that.
they get the individual attention. That's part of us learning to earn their trust. When
Yes.
we're just able to give, like I heard on that, I was listening to an interview today, and this person was talking about every gift should be reciprocated, and I'm going, no, not if you're called to give.
Yes.
I'm going to always receive.
Yes.
Because I'm called to give. So
Yes.
the first 2 years of the scholars coming into our arena, we're giving. It's all about them. What do you want? When we revealed the room to this young lady from Fifth, I'll never forget it. I revealed the room. I took off her blindfold. She got to see her room, and she froze. And I was like, oh, heck, she hates the room. She hates the room. And then all of a sudden, she just screams. And I'm like, okay, I think she loves the room. I think she loves the room. And she's looking around the room, Dr. Pella. She's looking down the room. And when her eyes catches this stack of Kit Kats, that's when that baby really lost it. Kit Kats. Because we had paid such attention, such close attention. I'm so sorry that this is happening today of all days, that they're testing. Okay. But when we showed this baby Kit Kats upon Kit Kats upon Kit Kats, that's what got her attention. Oh, they're paying attention to me. They're paying attention to me.
Yeah. That's
what's crucial for us. So in order for us to do that, it's going to cost us $2,900 to move them in, and that covers the first semester. But to cover the whole year for a scholar is $3,800. So we need help, y'all. Neighbors, we need help. And even if you don't have anything to donate, share a post. Tell people about it. Volunteer your skills, your expertise. It costs there's a lot of volunteer hours to pull this off. We need everybody on deck who is really connected to the mission.
I love this. And I love the passion that you have. But here's something that's even bigger than all of that. You answered the call. You answered the call. And it's something that Jay Cameron and I talked about when he was on the show a couple weeks ago. And he talked about how he didn't realize it at the time, but every step that he took in his career and in his journey as an entrepreneur was literally setting him up for where he is now. And that's the same thing that I'm hearing from you, is that the most recent steps that you've taken, even through COVID and witnessing the young lady being dropped off and the caseworker pulling away and so forth. And all of a sudden, boom, everything that you were doing from bingo to HBCU bingo to now you have move-in day Mafia. And it was a setup the whole time.
A straight setup. I was like, God, there's a reason why you God. There's a reason why people be calling you omniscient and omnipotent. Like you be knowing stuff. Dots connecting that I would have never. Bingo. That's what we
bingo. Yeah.
Use.
Yeah. And the fact that he said, call so and so and so. Oh, I'm from, and you'll have it in an hour.
Yep. I'm a big proponent. I walk in miracles.
Yeah.
I walk in miracles.
Yeah.
But the reason why I walk in miracles, and somebody asked me this the other day, what is it that have taken you this far?
Yeah.
And far is my answer. My faith, my audacity,
come on,
and my resilience.
Your resilience.
Because I'm going to get knocked down. That's inevitable. I was married to a man who tried to kill me several times. But what I knew once I got out of that environment, you can't stop my resilience. You see, we're all built resilient. If you don't believe me, just watch a baby learn to walk. That baby going to fall. They're going to get back up. They're going to fall. They're going to get back up. But what happens, Dr. Paulette, is life just knocks us down. And those falls are harder and longer. Yes, but I have always resolved that as long as there's breath in my body, there's a chance I'm going to get back up and fight another day. So my faith, my audacity, my resilience is what teaches me how to walk on water far.
Come on, water walkers. Come on, water walk. We are water walkers. And I don't know why, but there was, when I first heard about Moving Day Mafia, I said, I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna find a way to get her and interview her. I don't know what it's, and then here you were. We were actually
we were at Lamar Tyler at Traffic Sales and Profit. I love me some Lamar Tyler.
Yes. Shout out to Lamar Tyler in Traffic Sales and Profit. We were at one of his stops on his tour.
Right.
And you were behind me. And I was like, there she go right there. I said, I'm not leaving here until I talk to TJ. Right. Yep. So and that was my thing. I said, because I've attended a couple of your prayer evenings. And
oh, you were on Miracles at Midnight prayer?
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. When I tell you I have been slain, like they say, I've been slain. And I was going through and I was like, okay, so I was like, okay, I'm logging in. And I'm gonna just sit here. Well, I didn't log in long and I wasn't sitting long. I was prostrate.
I love it. I love it. That's another, to your point of asking me earlier in the interview, do you have a plan? That was another one. God was like, you're going to do for the whole month of, what we do it, December, right? We did it all December. He was like, for the whole month of December, you're going to go live at midnight and call it Miracles at Midnight prayer. Oh, okay. What's the point, God? What is it? Don't matter. Just go live and pray. And I was like, oh, okay. So a good thing is my team is used to that. So my graphic artist whooped up something. I was like, this is what God is telling me, we need to do now. And so they used to it, like, okay, God gave her enough. But then they're like, is God gonna ever give you something where we can actually plan it out and think it through? And I'm like, the closest we're gonna get to it is the building of Moving Day Mafia, as we learn every year how to do something differently and better. But I have just resolved that with me, his problem child, that the one that, look, Dr. Paulette, I have people laughing because I'm telling them, I always envision God going, Jesus, Paul, Peter, come get your girl, because I'm about to smite her because she acting a fool over here with a hard head. I told her 3 times that this is what I want her to do. She ain't listening. So y'all better actually protect her from me because I'm going to smite her. So I imagine standing before God going, oh, Lord, I know you want to kill me right now. And there have been many times that you wanted to kill me. So I thank you, Father, that you use Jesus to cover my sin and my hard-headedness. I thank you. But no, for the most part, I'm going to fly by the seat of God's pants.
Not yours, his.
Right. The seat of God's pants.
I love it. I love this. This, let me just put this up once again, because I want everybody to know once again how serious this issue is of children aging out of foster care and being, in most cases, thrown away because they don't fit. They're not, because you turn 18. And see, we got some grown folks in our community that's doing that to their children too. I understand that. Where we tell them they're grown when they're 18. We tell them they're grown when they graduate from high school. When yesterday you were telling them that they had rules and regulations of what time they had to be in the house, and then today you grown. Help me understand where the development is. Help me to understand where the responsibility comes in. Help me to understand how that frontal part of the brain has completely developed like yours in less than 24 hours. There's no way. And so we need to stop treating our young babies, because they're babies. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I got one at home that's 30, just turned 30. She just now, let me be clear, folks who are listening, watching, and going to be reading this later on Brownstone Worldwide and Brownstone Living Magazine. Listen, she's just now mature enough to even consider the things that most children who age out of foster care deal with at 16, 17, and 18.
Yeah. And you helped me see during our pre-interview that because of your journey, one of the missions, there's 2 things you helped me see. One, that our mission is to eliminate, figure it out, that phrase. We're going to eliminate, figure it out. We don't want them having to figure anything out on their own. Yeah. we want to be their safety net. Yes,
Yes.
we know they've got to make mistakes, but they've been on their own pretty much their whole lives. So let's
Yes.
give them 4 or 5 years where they know they got a safety net. That's the first thing
Yes.
you've helped me see. And the
Mhm.
second thing is our mission first is to get them out of survival mode.
That part. That
They have
part.
to know that we are rock solid, that
Yeah.
they don't have to worry. Am I going to have soap this month? Is Mafia really going to deliver our soap this month? Yes, it's coming to you like clockwork. Even when we have to hunt them down, we are
Yeah.
hunting them down. What do you need? What do you need? Because they're all being college students and, you know,
Doing their
what have
thing. Yeah.
you. And on some cases, they just don't believe. They're so used to being independent that it's such a new thing for someone
Mhm.
to go. Our third tenet of Mafia, what do you want?
Want.
What
Yep.
do you want?
Yeah.
I know I'm buying Honey Smacks for this kid, but I'm gonna buy that nasty crap Captain Crunch. So I know I've stepped on some neighbors' toes, but
That's okay.
whatever cereal they want,
Yeah.
they get it.
Yeah.
And I liken it to any parent. My mother, I love chewy bacon. My brother
Mhm.
loves crispy bacon. When
Right.
we're home, I'm 51. My brother is 39. When we
Mhm.
home, my mama make bacon just how we want it.
That part.
She will take the extra time to and
Mhm.
then at 51, let her mistakenly give me some crispy bacon. I'm whining like I am 3 years old. Mom, you forget to give me chewy bacon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if loved kids are like that with their parents till 51,
Mhm.
Mafia has to actually start setting the stage that
Yeah.
these kids are loved, that they matter. And the last thing I'll say, Dr. Paulette, because I know you got to go, is the statistics are 70% of foster care, kids in foster care dream of going to college.
Yes.
Only 3% go.
My God.
Of that 3%, 1% graduate.
Mm.
That's what Move-In Day Mafia is here to do, to increase that percentage of going to college and actually realizing the dream of graduating.
That is so important. And I graduated. I finished. Even
Yes.
though I aged out, I made it. No matter how
Yeah.
long it took, I made it. But
Yeah.
everybody doesn't have. And I ended up with a wonderful support system in the end.
Yeah.
By that time, I was a mom and I had a career and all of those things. Everybody doesn't get that. And
Yeah.
that's where we lose those babies too early.
Yeah.
They don't get the whole experience, the whole college experience, because they're always looking behind them and to the side of them and to the other side instead of looking forward, because they
Yeah.
got to figure out where they're going to sleep, where they're going to eat, how they're going to wash clothes, all of the basic necessities. So what you are doing, let me shout you out really quick. What you are doing is definitely a godsend, because I wish that there had been a Move-In Day Mafia when I aged out.
Yeah.
But I am grateful that it is here now, and God does not make mistakes. So I'm going to see how Brownstone Worldwide is going to help support what you guys are doing in any way that we possibly can with the
You
resources.
already are. The fact that you believe in the mission.
Oh,
That's what we need. We need people who believe in the mission.
Mhm.
And as such, you know how you can show us how you believe in the mission? Go grab something off of our limited edition collection called the Miracles in Motion collection.
Yes.
You can grab that at moveindayMafia.org. It's going to be up there for the whole month of May. And
Mhm.
each purchase, you'll see what it actually goes to do for a scholar,
Yeah.
whether it's to buy their favorite toothpaste, to buy their favorite soap.
Yeah.
Each purchase of this limited edition collection goes to support our scholars.
Love that. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only TJ Mercer of Move-In Day Mafia here with us here in the Brownstone. Listen, neighbors, I'm going to be preparing some information for you guys so you too can get your limited edition merch. You'll be able to go over to brownstoneworldwide.com and also Brownstone Living Magazine and get the entire set. Get the t-shirt, get the hat, get the cap, get the hoodie, honey, get the mug,
journal, the tote, the mug, the tumbler.
Get it all. Get it all. You know that it is going towards an amazing cause. TJ, if there was one thing that you wanted to say to our audience about what you are experiencing as a water walker, what words of encouragement would you leave for our neighbors?
Obey and move. Obey and move. Obey and move. Obey and move. It's the rhythm. Obey and move. So,
oh my
God. Something. Every amazing thing that God does in my life always boils down, can be tracked back to, I heard him. I did my, okay, God, can you send me a sign? Can you send me the sign that was the sign? Can you send me another sign? I know that you said that was the last sign, but just to be sure, can you send me another sign? I do that. I obey and move. I'm in Atlanta because I obeyed and moved after 25 years of living in the city of angels that I loved. I didn't leave because I was tired of it. I loved. He told me, you're done here. I need you to go to Atlanta. He didn't tell me what I was moving to Atlanta to do. And yet I had to sell my house, which my house sold for over asking in 6 days. I had to sell my house and uproot everything that I knew to come to a new place, only to get here. And a week later, I was here for like 3 days and we on lockdown. But it didn't matter. I had to obey and move. If you want to be a water walker, you have to obey and move. The last thing I'll add to that is I have a series that anytime I give a talk or whatever, I'm doing the series now on LinkedIn. It's called the ABCs of Audacity. A is ask big. Peter had the unmitigated gall to ask Jesus to do something that was totally unnecessary in a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
And yet he believed. So B is believe long. For 10 years, Dr. Paulette, I use the hashtag Samsung is my sponsor. They just don't know it yet. Best Buy is my sponsor. They just don't know it yet. Believing long took 10 years. Last year, right before move-in day, Samsung became my sponsor. Best Buy became my sponsor. Ask, believe, and then C is come. When Peter asked Jesus, could he walk on water, do a moonwalk like Jesus just did? Jesus said, come. Peter got out the boat. He obeyed and moved. So that's it. I'll leave you with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, TJ Mercer of Move-In Day Mafia. Go over to moveindayMafia.org. Get involved, volunteer, donate, purchase the merch that will be available May 1st, and follow Move-In Day Mafia on your social media platforms. I have no other words. Ain't nothing else left to say except thank you for coming to hang out in the neighborhood with us. We appreciate you, and we will definitely be in touch. Keep tight. Don't move. We're getting ready to get out of here. For those of you all who are new to Brownstone Worldwide, I'm Paulette. You are in the Brownstone Worldwide studios. Go on over to brownstoneworldwide.com and get your daily fix of news, information, politics, music, entertainment, finance, and lifestyle to help you live the Brownstone lifestyle. You also have cityscaperadio.com, and you can also download our iOS and Android devices to listen to us all day long. And don't forget also Brownstone Living Magazine. Don't forget, we're here to help you live the Brownstone lifestyle every single day. We'll see you in these internet streets. Thank you so much once again for hanging out with us. I'm so glad that you have taken the time to be in the neighborhood with us today. We'll see you around.